You are listening to The Plot with a Twist, where we discuss all things books and booze. We are your bookish hosts, Ro and.
Alora.
If you like what you hear, please like, share, subscribe, and give us a quick review on your podcast app. It helps us become more visible to other bibliomaniacs. We publish bookish episodes each week on Wednesdays, so be sure to stay tuned for discussions and attitudes that are lit.
As the saying goes, behind every great man, there is a great woman. Well, of course, we know she's great. However, what if that woman was not behind him, but beside him, or better yet, in front of him? We all know how powerful an MMC can be, and we love this for them. But there is something that just hits you in the heart and the mind when you find an FMC who embodies female power. That feeling you get when you read an FMC who is badass is second to none. An FMC who takes on the world and takes no shit. She could be a fighter, a mercenary, a princess, an artist, a career woman, etc. The options are endless, and that is what makes these women so spectacular. Today, we're going to take the best parts of all of our favorite FMCs to create our ultimate leading lady. We're back.
We're back.
Yeah. Let me
You've
just,
been a bit busy.
yeah, let me just say, this time of year, the episodes are a little bit late, but it's because the holidays and there's so much like family and time. It's becoming impossible.
It's ridiculous, yeah. Well, it's a bit more for you because you've got like Thanksgiving and everything. I've only got Christmas coming up. I mean, what? We've got 3 episodes to go and that's it. Then we're on break.
I know. I know.
So, wow.
I know. It's been a crazy year for sure.
It's been a crazy year. All right. We know that there are some traits that all FMCs have. So, while we're talking about building our own FMC, what do you think makes a good one?
Okay. So the first thing on my list here is strength of character. Like, I love a woman who has conviction
Yeah.
in a book. And that doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily, hold on.
Pause.
Okay. So basically, she has things that she is not willing to bend on for any man, no matter if he's the leading man or not.
Oh my God.
What?
So, so for me, I said that she embodies female empowerment.
Mm,
She is all of us.
mm.
So she's fierce, she's independent, she's loyal, she supports women. She's a warrior, she's a nerd, she's a mother, she's the single girl. She is everything she wants to be, and she takes no shit from no man. It
Exactly.
doesn't matter who they are, it's just no man.
I also have realism on here because our favorite book series prompted me to put this on here. I cannot have this woman be the most badass in the world at the start of a book. It cannot happen. There is no room for growth, really.
No, that's right.
So, and I think, yeah, I need to see growth over the course of a book or a series.
Yeah, she still needs to grow. She still needs to develop as a character. She can't be perfect from the start because we all know that we're all not perfect.
But I also can't have her be the victim. Woe is me.
Oh, okay.
This is not fair. I
Is that because of our age though?
maybe, but I don't. Well, probably because now when I read FMCs, I'm like, what are you doing, man? Don't be a shrinking
Yeah.
violet. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've got this.
Yeah, come on.
You can do this.
Give your balls a tug.
Where's your ovaries at?
Yeah. Grab your lady balls, please.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think these female characters oh, why do you think these female characters resonate with us so much as female readers?
So I feel that because females were given their roles, this is just my personal opinion, but I feel that because for so many years females were given the roles by men, regardless of whether that be in stories or movies or theatre or just in everyday life, our roles were handed to us by men. So now that we can embrace our power and who we are, we want to share that growth. And it's the growth and our own self-worth that we love to see as females. It's that persona of I know I can do anything and
Mm.
I'm going to do it. And we love seeing kick-ass females in roles.
I want to add to that. And I said, because we can see ourselves reflected in them and we can draw inspiration from them when it comes to overcoming obstacles in our own lives, right? So if we read
Yeah.
about someone who's overcoming sexual trauma or domestic violence or just being invisible in the world that she lives in and growing from there, we're like, oh, hey, I can do this. Also pure feminine rage. Pure feminine rage. Like, it's a thing.
Pure feminine rage. As I said, it's because the roles that we were given so for so long as women were just roles that we were relegated to. So it was the roles of a mother or the role of a teacher or the role of a nurse or the role of a nanny. It was all those roles that we were given because we can't do anything else.
Mm,
We're women.
mm,
Where we knew that that was absolute bullshit. We knew that. So now we're in a time where, we've come so far with feminism, not as far as we'd like to come, but we've come so far that now we're like, no, she can be a warrior in a book, or she can be a doctor, or she can be an astronaut. She can be whatever the fuck she wants to be, whether you like it or not.
an astronaut. Nice.
Why not?
Why not?
Do you think there are any similarities between you and the FMCs that you read?
Yes. So there will be two on my list in particular, and you will understand why. And I'll explain for the masses. But outside of those two, even other women that I think are badass, I absolutely draw parallels between them and myself in certain areas. And we can talk about that when we get to the list O ladies that we each
The
have.
list. Have you got a long list?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I think I've got about 11.
Do you?
That's
I was just going like, I kind of went to Goodreads and was scrolling through books, but I
what
wanted
I did.
I wanted to choose the ones that stuck out to me the most, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of FMCs that I like, but these ladies in particular, look, I don't even have to think about it,
Yeah.
really. I'm just like, yes, boom, boom. What about you?
So I have said that I fall in love with the FMCs who are loud and proud.
Gee, I wonder why.
I wonder why that would be. Who will never back down from a fight or from the MMC or any males in the book in general, as we said before. So I love it when they're like, no, you know what? No, you can go and screw yourself. And I went and saw, so a few weeks ago, a few weeks ago? Yeah, I'm sure it was a few weeks ago. I went and saw Hannah Nicole Mirren. I went and saw, is it Stacey? Where's her book? Oh my God. Ah, Stacey Stacey McEwen. And now they had a friend with them who I'm trying to find her name because she touched on something in this that's actually like that I completely agree with. And that is she said that what she does with her female characters is she takes a part of herself. And not all parts, not every part, just one. And that's what she makes into her main female character. Or she has a look at it and goes, you know what? I'd really like it if I could be more outspoken, or I'd really like it if I could be more challenging. And she makes that part of their persona. And I was like, you know what? That's what we resonate with. When we read these FMCs, we're like, you know what? That's kind of like how I am, or that's kind of how I wish I could be more. And I think that's what really draws us into these characters.
Or you take, because I'm writing a book and I've created characters. The other thing I find myself doing is taking maybe a smaller flaw and then
Yeah.
doubling down on that and making it 10 times worse to then have the FMC or the MMC overcome that particular thing. And it's kind of like cathartic and therapeutic because you're like, oh, I could do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like when you make it more dramatic, you have the opportunity to see exactly what steps this character's got to take to fix that within themselves, and it kind of helps you as well while you're in the process of doing it.
Yeah. Her name is Samantha Ferrand. I'm going to pronounce that wrong. Samantha
Mm.
Ferrand. And she wrote Seven Little Kisses. She's an indie author.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. And she was like, we resonate with these characters, and that's how I choose mine. And I was like, you know what? That's really accurate.
Well, do you think growing up that powerful FMCs help guide and develop and nurture young women?
Yes, I 100% do.
Of course they do.
Uh, of course they do. So I've got here in my notes, funnily enough, when I was doing my notes, I went into a massive deep dive, like a huge deep dive. But essentially, I think that showing our young women that they can be anything they want to be, that they can be who they truly want to be.
Mm,
So we are now getting these characters written by women for women who embrace everything about themselves. They embrace their flaws, they embrace their doubts, they embrace the good parts of themselves, the bad parts. And I think that is essential to the development of young women because for so long we've focused on or been told to focus on what we look like,
mm,
how we behave, that who we are as a person was neglected. It was pushed to the side. That's not important. You don't need to worry about that. Now we've got all these amazing female writers creating these amazing female characters that are great representation of women across the board. So I think they absolutely help and develop, and they should help and develop. So you should have your daughters reading, and not just fictional books as well. I feel they should be reading about legendary women. So people like, and this is where I went into my deep dive. I was like Marie Curie, Rosa Parks, Emelina Pankhurst, Frida Kahlo, like across everything, and then also going and looking at all these amazing female writers that paved the way for the writers we have
mm.
today. Jane Austen, Virginia Woolf, the Bronte sisters, all of them are super important. Like, as I said, I did a big deep dive and like, I'm looking up Mary Shelley. And I was like, okay, I didn't know all of this stuff. I didn't know all of this
Mm,
stuff about Mary Shelley. I
yeah.
didn't know. Because her mother is Mary, I'm going to say can't pronounce her name. Wollstonecraft. Wollstonecraft. It's WOLLSTONECRAFT.
Okay.
Who wrote a feminist piece.
That's pretty
Yeah, like
cool.
a huge, massive feminist piece. And then I went down this road and I was like, okay, Mary Shelley. Turns out, yeah, maybe don't go too deep dive, but because there's some shit going on there. But her mum was one of the first feminists.
That's pretty cool.
Like, those things are amazing. And I think our young women need to know that.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think that it encourages young women to, especially in romance, like the romance genre, to not put up with people's shit, especially men, right? Because when you're young, you're still figuring it out and
Yep.
you don't have that fuck you mentality that you get as you get older.
As you get on.
As you get older, you're not willing to put up with as much shit or any shit, I should say.
And you kind of know, you kind of see the bullshit. Like
Mm-hmm.
you see it and you can see it coming and you're like, no, I'm sorry. That's not gonna fly. Whereas when you're younger, you're like, oh, but maybe he does really love me. And then you
Yeah.
have old biddies, old bats like us going, no fucking doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Red flags, red flags, all the red flags. Stop it.
All the
Get
flags
away.
stop.
Get away. But I have a particular FMC that we're going to talk about that I think is a great example of being a paragon for young women, especially the themes that are explored in the books that she's in, even when it comes to relationships and stuff. Even though we'll get there, we'll talk about it.
I have 11.
That's okay. All right.
All right. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can.
Or I can go first. I can do two of mine and then we'll be sort of on bar.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So my first one is Persephone from Neon Gods by Katie Robert
Oh, okay, nice.
because she stands up for herself. So in the book, this is kind of like a new take on the Greek gods,
Yeah.
new but old kind of thing. But basically, so Zeus, they're not the actual gods. You go into that position. You've got to earn that position, and you keep it. Your sons or daughters or whatever can go into that position, but basically, you are not actually the Zeus kind of
Mm.
thing. Anyway, Zeus needs a new Hera because he doesn't have one at the moment because, Zeus is a douchebag. And Persephone's mum is like, oh, come on, someone wants to talk to you. And she's like, ugh, God, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to talk to Zeus. He annoys me. Anyway,
He's a douchebag.
unfortunately, he's a douchebag. He's a douchebag, right? Because all the other Heras seem to disappear. Yeah. So basically, they get up there because he's like, oh, you're a bit late. We're gonna have to do the speech, and she's like, what speech? What is going on? Anyway, she's standing there, and he's like, oh, we're engaged, and she's like, what the fuck? Anyway, yeah, she's like blindsided. She manages to get away, and she's like, nah, screw this, I'm going, I'm running. And she runs, right? She doesn't tell her sisters. She doesn't do anything. She just bolts. And she bolts so there's the upper, like the lower city and the upper city. And she bolts for the bridge. So she bolts across the river Styx. She's like, I'm going. That's it. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Mm.
And while she understood the consequences, she did it anyway. She called her sisters when she got across the bridge and she was like, listen, I'm safe. I'm fine. Protect yourselves. I will fucking handle me. And I was like, nice. I like that. And then through her whole story, she embraces who she is. And and that's what I love when they write a really good FMC, when that FMC just embraces who they are. And she's like, no, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to marry you. You're going to kill me. When you've had your fill, you're done. So no, up yours. So I really, really liked her character. Then I have Ileana Volkov from For Bride by TJ Maguire.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about her.
She's just a badass bitch. She's a boss bitch. She's 100% a boss bitch. So again, I go for very strong women, but she is part of the Bratva and she's happy to embrace that. She's quite happy to be an enforcer. No worries. I can do just as good a job as my brothers. And she's just crazy. Like, she's just crazy. There's parts in this book where she gets abducted and she's beating the living shit out of all these dudes. And how like hubby's on the way to save her. He's in the Italian mob and he's on the way to save her. She looks up at the cameras that she knows is there and she smiles at him and she's kicking the shit out of these dudes.
That's great.
And he's like, did she just wink at me? And I was like, yes, she did.
That is so funny. I'm sitting here looking at my list because I thought of another one. And they all do have something in common. All of these women that I've chosen are highly intelligent. There's only one. Nah, she's pretty intelligent, but most of these ladies are high intelligence. I think that's what ties them all together. Okay. So my first one is Violet Sorrengail.
I was wondering if you were going to put her.
Absolutely going to put her. So I have, for those that don't know, I have a congenital heart defect. And so when I see disability represented in a book, I need it to be accurate. I need it to be real. I need to, like, it can't be ableist. It can't be blown out of proportion. It can't be this, that, or the third. But when it's done well, I eat it up. And so with Violet,
Yeah.
she's got this disability where her joints pop and break all the time. She has a best friend who is incessantly telling her what to do because he's worried. And when you have a chronic condition, the people around you generally act like that because they're worried for your safety. It's not trying to be malicious, but
Mm.
it's also like, can you just let me stop? Like, I know my body better than you do. And if I am really bad, I'll handle it.
Yeah.
But then when she wrote in, and that's why we love Zayden so much, right? Because he never tried to do that. He was always empowering her to do more, making adjustments to a saddle, doing this, doing that. So I really love Violet for her unwillingness to yield to her own disability and to power through it in a realistic manner. So her disability never disappears throughout these books so far.
And that was what I was going to say is that when you're talking about, it has to be realistic for you. It also is something that can't be cured. Like I know that especially with Violet, because it's something that she cannot cure. And there's no, as far as we know so far,
As
there's been
far
no
as we know
cure.
so far, yeah.
As far as we know, there's been no cure, right? Your congenital heart is something that you're living with. It's not, there's no, here's a pill and it'll fix it
Yeah,
or
right.
anything like that. And I think that was something that really resonated with you and Violet was because while she gets stronger throughout the series, and we know this because of all the training she does, she still doesn't, they still pop. They still give
Yeah,
her
she
trouble.
still has to live with it.
She still has to live with it. So I love Violet, don't get me wrong. But I knew she'd be on your list. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's going to be on, I'm pretty sure she's going to be on Laura's list. But I love her. And she would be in my top. She would have been on my list, but I was like, no. She resonates more with Laura than she does me.
Okay, we can go one for one from here, I'm sure.
Okay, so next I have Anya Anya Ivanov.
Okay.
Ivanov. She's from Cunning Vows. I've spoken about her before
Oh
by
yeah.
T.L. Smith and
Hmm.
Kaya Carrington Russell. She has major boss bitch energy.
Mm.
Just just huge. She is in charge of her underworld group. She's
Group,
not mob. Well, she's not a mob. She's not the Bratva.
gang.
She's yeah, gang.
There you go.
It's mainly her and her brother. And as I said, they run auctions. But she's just I don't need a man. I don't need you. I have money. I'm able to defend myself. I know how to shoot. I know how to fight. I am vicious. I am nasty. You are only good for one thing. And you
Yeah,
better be good at that, or if you're not, you're screwed.
I feel like your
Um,
your whole list is gonna be BDE.
I might surprise you. I
Maybe.
might surprise you. But I love it. Major boss bitch energy, and I love a boss bitch. Boss bitch. So
Okay, next on my list is Aurora Whiteshaw from Fierce Obsession by S. Massery. Yep. So this is another one who has a
yes, it
congenital
is.
heart
Yeah.
issue, but I identified with her quite a bit in that, well, a couple reasons. So with her heart condition, she went through the experience of falling in love and getting married for insurance reasons. Been there, done that when I was young. So
Like her.
yeah. So I definitely identified there. But also, I just love the way throughout that book she cuts him down left, right, and center. She has some good one-liners in that book.
She does. She
Especially, I
should.
think it was the beginning, towards the beginning, when she tells him he's got a little dick.
Yes.
That was the
Look,
best.
she 100% cuts him down. What she should have done is cut it off. It's
Yeah,
just
but
I hate him, and he's irredeemable in my eyes. But I do love her. She is
yeah,
very good.
and she's an author too.
Yeah.
Parallel again. But yeah, I loved her character in that book.
So I said I was going to surprise you.
Okay.
My next one is Feather from A Heart So Cold and Wicked by Rebecca F. Kenny.
Okay.
Yes. So Feather is abducted at the age of 6. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And she is kept by her big brother. Now, she's abducted. Not SA'd at all,
Okay.
but she then spends like the next, I'm going to say she's about 2021 when she finally leaves. Yeah. And he keeps her and she has to play the part of his little sister. And there are mothers, I think. He gets a mother for her. Yeah. Oh, yes, there's a mother and there's a wife. Yeah, wife's not treated great.
Okay, so why is Feather on your list?
So, Feather is on my list because she's eventually rescued by Krampus. And she's even though she has been through and I'm telling that, check your triggers if you ever read that book because at the start is full on. She has the sweetest soul
Hmm.
ever. She is softly spoken. It's kind of like, she's a little bit like Snow White in the fact that when she goes to live with Krampus, all these horrible, nasty, fey creatures, like we're talking actual creatures, right?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, they probably killed her. But she befriends every last one of them. Not through violence or anything like that. She just talks to them like they're human, like they're
A friend.
normal, a
Yeah.
friend. She's the sweetest like woman, even though she's been through something absolutely terrible. To the point, even towards the end, you're just like, oh my God, I will accept anything else other than any more pain to you. Like I can't do
Mm.
it. I loved her character and her development and her growth through this book was fabulous. So
All
yeah.
right. You ready?
Yeah.
Lana Myers.
Oh my God, she's on my list.
I'm sorry, but like in the realm of badass FMCs, that woman is a legend.
So she's not my next one. She's the one after.
She's a legend, right? Because she does experience SA. She experiences
Yes.
torment and torture, and not just by one person, by a whole fucking town.
Yep.
So she bides her time, runs away, bides her time, and waits until the perfect moment to get the entire town back. And it is brutal what she does.
And
It's like, for anybody who has not read this, Lana Myers is the FMC in the Mindfuck series. For anybody who hasn't read that, it is a cross between Saw, like the horror movie Saw,
Criminal Minds.
and Criminal Minds. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's both because of the way that she orchestrates her revenge.
And he's an FBI
Profiler.
profiler. I've
Mm-hmm.
got here on my notes for her because I'll just jump in here with my notes for her then is hell hath no
No
fucking
fury.
fury.
Yeah. No fury. Like that woman's, oh, Jesus.
And I was like, and you know what? They deserved every last bit of it.
Oh, yeah. That was probably one of the darkest books that I've read where I was like, yeah, kill him. Like,
Get him,
especially,
Lana.
yeah, especially when I read, like, finally got to the part where it's explained what happened. I was like, oh, hell no. No, I'd be,
Yep.
I'd be filleting people too. Just saying.
Mm.
Okay, who's next for you?
All right, so my next one, her name is Max, and she's from the book Warden by Montana Ash.
Oh, yeah, I've seen those books. I want to
Yeah.
read them.
Oh, you got to read them. They're so good. They're actually based in Australia on the east coast of Australia. They are magical. I'm going to call it magical realism. She has been fighting, let's call them dark spirits all her
Okay.
life. She can't remember anything before she was a teenager, and she has been fighting these dark spirits on her own all her life until she comes across this group of paladins who, through all these workings out, they find out that basically she was meant to be protected by them. She was meant to be their warden. Anyway, lots of things happen, but she is hilarious. She's just she's so funny. So this is a grumpy sunshine. She's the sunshine. He's the grumpy, obviously. And just what I loved about her was that she didn't take his shit. But when I say she didn't take his shit, she wasn't aggressive about it, even though I like aggressive, like fuck you attitude women. She
Mm,
was just like, no, I'm not
mm.
going to do that. I understand why you're upset and angry with me. Okay, I get like gentle parenting.
Yeah, because
She's
that,
like,
never mind.
I get it, big guy, but
Yeah, I see you're having big feelings.
yeah, that's exactly what she's like. And it's okay to have those big feelings, but I'm not going to do that.
Huh? That's
And the
that's hilarious.
one, yeah, you would love it. And the magic system in it is amazing. And the one liners she comes out with are just laugh out loud. Like she's just like, there's this one part where she, and the girl power in this between her and the females in this book. You know how sometimes when you have the females come in, it's always other woman drama.
Hmm.
No, no, no. These chicks end up besties,
Nice.
like ride or die. And they're all sitting down having this conversation, and she turns around, and obviously the grumpy guy is standing there, and he's like butt naked, and she comes. What does she say? She's something like, "I've seen his ding dong," but she says it at the top of her lungs. He didn't know that the window was open, and he turns, and they're all just staring at him, all three of them, and they're all just like, "Hi."
Oh my God. That's
I,
funny.
yeah, I thought she was amazing. I really loved her.
Okay, my next one is Katniss Everdeen.
Katniss is on my list.
Yeah, you cannot have a list of badass FMCs without Katniss. I'm sorry. It just
Without
doesn't work.
Katniss.
And remember when we were talking about influencing young women, nurturing young women? I feel like the Hunger Games uh, original trilogy here, we're talking.
Yeah.
It the stuff that occurs in the books where there's it looks like there's a little love triangle happening between Gale and Peeta and Katniss, even though when you get older and you read it, it doesn't seem that way at all. But when you're young and you read it, you can absolutely see how you would be persuaded that there's a love triangle. But
Yeah.
really, I thought it was brilliant because a lot of the Gale stuff is like basically trying to show young female readers what a narcissistic personality can look like in its most innocent format, but also how to recognize when, because let's be real, Katniss is a little bit like she has some narcissistic traits, like in the beginning, for sure.
100%.
But also how to see where somebody compliments you, like your whole skill set, whereas somebody else, you are too much alike. Like it's never going to work because you're too similar.
I feel like with Peter, Katniss, it showed Katniss what.
Being put in
So
your feminine is like by a good man.
yes, and this is gonna sound really bad, but don't get me wrong, I love Katniss, but I feel like with Peter, it was her lesson to learn that just because he's not an alpha male or the biggest or the strongest guy,
Right.
right? So just because you see that doesn't mean that he is not a great man. So he doesn't have to be a hunter. He doesn't have to be macho. He doesn't have to be all those kinds of things. He's still a person that is, I suppose, brilliant and smart and sophisticated. Because let's be honest, right? Between the two of them, for what you can call District 11 high class, Peter was high class, and Katniss was not.
What do you mean District 12? Not District
District 12, sorry.
11.
Not District 11, District 12. You can tell the difference between the two of them, right? You can tell that she's from the seam, from the way she
Mm-hmm.
behaves, and that he is not. And I
Mm-hmm.
think because, and this is, I am a feminist, but excuse what I'm about to say. We do find ourselves attracted to the strong alpha male. It's part of our genetics. We can't overly fight against it. Sometimes we look at those males and we're like, oh, yeah, I like him. Then you have someone like Peter who you go, oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, you're good. You compliment me. You open my eyes. You help me think. You take me out of my comfort zone. You do all of those things. And I think as you got older, you saw that more with Peter and Gail.
Oh yeah, but also just because PETA's not overtly those things doesn't mean he doesn't have
Yes.
those traits
And
either.
that's right. He's
Because you,
just not go.
oh, I was just gonna say, he absolutely has those masculine traits, and you do see them in the book, but they're quieter.
I was about to say they're subtle.
Yes, they're much more subtle.
They're much more subtle.
Mm.
Yes. And I think that is great for our young female readers to see.
Yes, and aside from the romance aspect of those books, I mean, Katniss is definitely a survivor. She's definitely not going to, I mean, she's part of the rebellion. She's like, why are we living like this? Once she gets recruited into it and she understands what is happening, she's like, it's never going to end unless we end it.
I said that she leads by being who she is, and she's a good leader. And the reason that people followed her was because of her understanding. So she didn't try to be anything more. Every time they tried to make her anything more than what she was, it never worked. All those
Mm-hmm.
propos that they, with the wind blowing and everything, it didn't work for her.
Mm-hmm.
Her acting was terrible. You put her in the moment where she actually feels her morals, her ethics, feels for the people that she's fighting for, then she is a fantastic leader because she leads by her understanding because she knows exactly what they're going through.
Yes.
But I had her.
Okay, who's your next one?
So my next one, I wonder if she's on your. Well, actually, no. Yeah. Sorry, there's two of them. So I have
Come on.
Sloane,
Sloane?
but Sloane from Carnal Urges by J.T. Geisinger.
I don't have Sloane on this list. And I know which one you're thinking of.
Yeah. I have Sloane from Carnal Urges by J.T. Geisinger. So that's the second in the series of I think it's Queens of Monsters, her Queens of Monsters series. And again, I'm gonna surprise you because she's a carefree, spirited woman
Mm.
who prefers to be out in nature, who's just go with the flow, who's just, oh, you know what? We'll just have to change our plans then, won't we? It's all right. We've got this. Don't worry about it. And
Mm.
he is this uptight mob boss. So she's sitting there playing poker with his guards when they're meant to be guarding, and she's meant
Mm.
to be locked in a room because he's had enough of her shit. And she somehow gets out. And she's like, let's play poker. And she fleeces them for everything they're worth. And then he comes home and he's cracking the shits. And the guard's like, oh, shit. And she's like, oh, don't worry. Sit down. Play around. I mean, if this was a movie, you could actually see the steam coming out of his ears. But she's just so, it's okay. It's all right. Everything's going to work out just fine.
Because I'm walking away with all the money.
Yeah, she's like, and he's like, how much did you win? And she's like, I'm not telling you because I don't want you to take it.
Smart woman.
Yeah, but she's just like, do you want to smile? I think you should smile more. And when she said that to him, I was like,
Yeah, because that gets said to women all the fucking
she's
time.
like, you'd look better if you smiled more. And I was like, I love her. But she was really genuine.
That's good.
Yeah, you'd really like her. She's hilarious. So yeah, that's one of my ones. What about you?
Going back to my youth. So the other YA lady that I have on here is Triss Pryor.
Me too.
Do you really
Yes.
think so much alike?
Yeah.
But I had her on here because I really loved, so she's the FMC from Divergent. She is Divergent. And she refuses to pretend that she isn't. Like she has to pass the test and things like that, and she has to keep it on the down low. But the whole book, she's like, why is this a bad thing? I don't understand. And then as the book progresses, you find out why it's a bad thing and what they're really doing and all this stuff. And I just thought that she was brilliant. She always led by the way that she felt, like what her gut was telling her. She didn't stay in her faction just because mommy and daddy were there. Like she went for what she wanted. And I think so many women are terrified to do what they want because it may not be socially acceptable or may be outside of the
Yep.
norm. So I thought she was a great example of teaching young women that no, go for what you want, man, no matter how difficult or weird it might be to everyone.
Yep. I agree. So yes, I had Triss as well, and I said that it's because she never gave up. It didn't matter how hard things got. It didn't matter how bad she was failing. She never ever gave up, and she understood the importance of morals, of ethics, of why those things are important. So yes, you may be in erudite or you may be in candor, but that doesn't always mean candor that you should tell the truth
Mm-hmm.
completely and wholeheartedly. Sometimes morally and ethically, it's not always right. It's not always the right thing to do.
Right.
And I love that about Triss. And I feel, but I'm not going to spoil anything, but I feel she held those values through all three books.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So she was on my list too. You're cutting down my list, love.
Okay, who's your next one?
So my next one is another Sloane.
I know which one this one is.
This one is Sloane from Butcher and Blackbird by Bryn Weaver.
I know you love her so much.
I do because revenge is a dish best served cold.
Yeah, I did love Sloane.
Yeah, I loved Sloane. I loved Sloane for the fact that she was just on a mission, kind of like Lana Myers. She was on a mission, not so much for revenge against the people that hurt her because and it was like the people she loves, but she was on revenge for everybody else that has suffered at the hands of a douchebag. And I loved that about her. I also loved the fact that while she wasn't out there serial killer who, who
Well, she was
makes
a serial killer. It's fine.
well, she was a serial killer. It's fine. But she had her own and this is what I loved. She was a serial killer. She was the orb weaver. She plucked out eyeballs, right? But she had her own insecurities. She had
Serial
her own idiot.
serial killers need love too.
Yes, they
Um,
do.
fictional,
No, not real ones. We don't like them. Um,
fictional.
fictional. These are all fictional. But I'm talking about the fact that while she was, and this is what I'm saying when I say that I love these FMCs because of the fact that they embody something that we all want, which is we all know that you could, like me, be loud, an extrovert, obnoxious, just who you are unashamedly. But at the same time, inwardly, you're always going to have doubts about something.
Yeah.
And Sloane had her insecurities as well. And it was wonderful to see the growth for her throughout that book.
Yes, and it's funny that you had Sloane because the next one I have is from that series as well, but it's not Sloane. Which one do you think it is?
I don't know. I honestly, I'm gonna go. Wait,
Come on. Shouldn't be that difficult.
it shouldn't be. I know you really liked Lark, but I'm gonna say it's not Lark.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
So it's Rose from
It's
Scythe
Rose.
Sparrow. And the reason, okay, so there were a lot of parallels for me with her. First of all, she's a tarot reader. So I was like, oh, hell yeah. So that was really appealing. She was also really sex forward with the whole knitting
She
club.
was.
And she was like knitting a wing. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. And I also loved the part where, so she's also a serial killer, but she does it in a more quiet
Subtle.
and yeah, manner. I, I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say that for her, it was about empowering other women to get out of really abusive situations. And I really loved that about her as well. So, and the fact that she lived on the fringes of society. Not that
Yeah.
I live on the fringes of society per se, but I mean, I'm pagan. And so that's fringe right there. So, because she's what, a motorcycle rider in a circus and a
In a
tarot reader
circus.
in a circus. Yeah. So, lots of identification between me and old Rose.
Fair.
But she was the exception to my intelligence rule because I was like, I mean, she was intelligent in her own way,
She
but
was a little bit dumb.
she was a little bit dumb,
She's a little bit dumb.
a little bit haphazard.
Yeah, a little bit of, oh, let's just see if it works. Oh shit, it didn't work. Yeah.
Bring the stapler.
Help.
So funny. Okay, who's your next one?
Okay, so I actually have, I think this is my last one.
I have two more.
Yeah, because you stopped, you had like three of the same ones. So my last one is actually Elizabeth Bennett.
Oh, yeah.
So, and the reason for this is that for Elizabeth Bennett, in the time that she was written, where women were meant to be seen and not heard, and where it only mattered about your countenance. So whether you could play piano, whether you could cross stitch, whether you could do all of those things that young ladies were meant to do. That was not who she was. She stood her ground in a very subtle way. So she didn't go out of her way to go, no, I'm not going to do that, because she didn't want any of that to come back onto her family, because she understood the consequences of being a very outspoken woman in her time. She knew that not only her, but her family, because she had all sisters, would suffer. She did it in a way that was subtle enough that people took note, but at the same time didn't affect her family. And I think that was a very, very fine line for Elizabeth Bennett to walk, and I think she walked it beautifully.
Yeah, I'd agree. Okay, my last two. Here we go.
Your last two.
So Briar from Trick. And I'll tell you why I loved her. I didn't love her in the beginning. I was like, what a bitch.
Bitch.
You're reading it and you're like, God damn. Like,
Yes.
why is she such a bitch? But then as the story unfolds, the point at which Natalia Jaster began her character, when you get into the story and things start unfolding and you find out the reasons behind why she acts the way she acts, why she's been hardened into this character, the fact that she's super naive, she doesn't even know herself. I thought it was a really, really beautiful representation of young adulthood into adulthood.
I'd agree.
Yeah, so that's why she's on my list, and she's whip smart. Even though she's a bitch, she
very
figures
smart
things out real quick.
Yeah.
And last but not least, and you're gonna probably fall out of your chair because you didn't include her. It's my girl Nesta.
I thought about adding Nesta, but then I changed my mind.
Well, I put Nesta on here because she's one of these, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and all y'all can go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourselves.
Yeah. Not just you, all y'all.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You too, Cass. Fuck off.
Yeah, no, and I loved the relationship between Cassian and Nesta because she doesn't bow for him whatsoever. Like, she's like, fuck you, make me.
Yeah, I love Nesta. I love Nesta because she is unashamedly a bitch.
Yeah.
She's a bitch. And she owns it and she wears it, and she's not one of these characters that is written a bitch and then turns into an absolute, oh, you're like, oh my God, yes, I really love her. Oh my God, she was so misunderstood. Nesta's not misunderstood. Nesta's like, yeah, I'm a cunt.
Yeah.
And what do you want from me? I do love that about her. And I had her. I was like, oh, do I put Nesta?
You should.
Um, I should have put Nesta, but look, I was like, I've got 11 as it is.
But the and the other thing I really loved about her character, right, is that most of the rest of the other characters dance around what's reality and what's actually happening, and they're subservient to Rhysand or Feyre or
Yep.
whatever. Where she's just like, "Are you fucking
Fuck
joking
all
me?
y'all.
Like, are you fucking joking me?
Yeah,
This is
resent
what's
being a
happening.
dick. Yeah.
You're a cunt, and I'm out. And oh, by
Yeah.
the way, good luck with that because he hasn't told
Yeah.
you XYZ."
XYZ. And everyone got really angry at Nesta for doing that. They were all like, how could she do that? And I was like, she was the only one that had the balls to do it.
Like, I was, I didn't feel any type of way against Nesta for that. I was like, thank God
Thank
somebody
God
needed to
she
say
did.
something.
And I think that's where you and I together differ from a lot of people that have read
Mm,
those books because while I didn't, the first one was okay. I loved the second one. The third one was, it was okay. And then we don't talk about that fucking little novella because I hate that. I
skip,
hate that book with a
skip.
passion. Skip that one. You don't need it. I think progressively as the group, what do we call them?
Yep.
The Night Court group.
Night
I
court.
think yeah, I think progressively we saw them go from, oh yeah, they're like our saviors, they're top tier, they're this, they're that, to Amron, why are you doing that?
Mm,
More, that doesn't make any sense more.
mm.
Azriel, stop being a simp. Like,
I love Az.
Resand, I love Az, but you know my theory on him and more and all that bullshit.
Yep.
Um, but you know, and Resand were kind of like,
It's giving toxic family drama.
yes, toxic family drama. Like you think you know everything, but do you really? And I think Nesta as a character copped a lot of shit from a lot of people because, as we know throughout the rest of the series, she was an asshole.
Mm,
But and that's what I love about her is that she never changed.
right.
She never changed who she was. She was still an asshole from
Mm,
start to finish. She was like, "This is who I am. Take me or fucking leave me."
mm.
Where the rest of them, they were up here, and then for me, they sort of plummeted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, they didn't know. And everyone was like, well, fuck Nesta. Why does Nesta get a book? Because she's awesome.
Because she's the most realistic of all those characters.
And I was about to say, you nailed that because I think a lot of people looked at Nesta and she was just so real that
Mm,
they were like, no, I don't want to read that. I want to read a character who has no flaws, isn't an asshole, is the best at everything they do, doesn't have has one training montage and all of a sudden is the best there is.
one training.
And all of a sudden she's got powers out of nowhere and shit. Like people crack this shit. Do you know what I mean? But people crack the shits at those three girls and what they were able to do and kind of agree a little bit, yes. But then we're all happy with the FMC who has, yeah, one training montage and all of a sudden she's the baddest bitch in town. And the one thing I do also love about Nesta is her understanding, well, not of her sisters, but of the female psyche. So
Oh, yeah.
her relationship with Gwen and fuck, what's the other one? Gwen Emery.
Emery? Yeah.
Yeah. So her relationship with those two and the fact that they become basically ride or die, I think is spectacular the way that was written.
Okay, so now that we've gone over all of our favorite FMCs, let's build our own.
Okay. So same lines as our MMCs, the one we did for them. Height.
I said between 5'4" and 5'8".
Well,
I'm an average sized girly.
and I said tall like me, so
Yeah.
178 centimeters or above. So you're going 5'9" or over.
Okay, hair color.
So I went a little bit out there with this. I want her to have a color that I have never done. So some outrageous pink, green, freaking rainbow. I don't really care, but I've done all the like the normal natural colors. I would so love to go like a pink or a purple.
Yeah,
Um,
I kind of said the same. I said dark
yeah,
hair. Well, I said dark hair or multicolored. I
yeah,
think in Crescent City, Danica Fendir, who isn't even a character, she's at the beginning of the first book, you find out she's dead, but she is described so well. Oh yeah, but she's described so well that you know what she looks like or looked like,
okay,
right?
yeah,
She had white hair, but like pastel rainbow colors all throughout her hair.
yeah. So like, how cool would that be?
Or like Imogen,
Yes,
she has
like
hot pink,
Imogen,
well,
hot pink hair.
hot pink hair. Well, I don't know. It's like rose goldish from the way it's
Yeah.
described. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, so hairstyle.
Medium to long.
I said long hair because I had long hair when I was young, very young.
Mm.
So I would love to have long hair again, but my little caveat is it can't be overly thick. So because I am also someone who has a lot of hair, and it's quite thick. When I have long hair, I'm just like, oh, it's just I hate it. And then trying to get a brush through it, and then trying to style it, no, just fucking no.
Enough
So
enough hair to make a it's a wrap
yes, like enough hair to do like a cool hairstyle
or to wrap around a
or to
yeah.
wrap around the hand.
Yeah.
And not overly thick, right? So that way, if you wanted to do a classy hairstyle, you can without it weighing down your freaking head.
Yeah, and being like this
Uh.
the whole book. All right, what about eye color?
So I said grey because I like grey eyes when you put on like a blue or a green or something like that because they kind of change.
I said blue, green, or heterochromatic. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Cool.
Yeah, so one eye is blue, the other eye is green, and maybe has a little
Yeah.
bit of yellow or something in there.
Yeah.
Something unique.
Yes. Or I've done like a rim of gold. So one of my daughters, she's got really light hazel eyes, but around her iris, it does almost look yellow. All right. So build.
Okay, so I said body size doesn't really matter to me, but they got to be able to hold their own unless we are talking about FMCs with noticeable physical disability that affects their body shape or size or whatever.
So for me, I went strong. I would prefer to choose over fit, over thin, over anything like that. Strong.
Mm, yes, agreed.
So I don't care. I don't care whether she's a larger girl, a thinner girl. Like I don't give a shit. Doesn't bother me. Doesn't matter. I want them to be strong. They just have to be strong. If they can out deadlift a dude, I'm happy.
Nice. Okay, so what about them tatas? The boobs, the ladies.
So I said I'm 5'9", and I'm not the smallest girl. I'm a full figured girl. I have four a nearly 6 foot, well, not nearly 6 foot, but close to 6 foot bigger girl. I have zero boobs. I am not proportionate. It is like it has been the bane of my even when I was in my 20s with my stunning body, they were bees at best. Yeah, can you imagine being 5'9", taller than all your friends, right? And you've got this 5'3" friend who's got the biggest boob. What the fuck does she need them for? She looks disproportionate the other way, man. Um, so yes, being a young woman who was, I would say strong, not thin, not overweight or anything like that, but I was strong with these baby bees.
Oh my God.
So I was like, I would like them to be proportionate to the build of the woman. It's basically what I've written, but have those puppies appropriate for the size, but noticeable. And I literally wrote those puppies.
Yeah, yeah. I like my women with curves. So
Yeah,
I would say between a B and D at least.
yeah,
However, again, proportion. So it depends.
yes,
Like you can't be 100 pounds with double D's, E's.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yes. And you shouldn't
you're
be
top
me
heavy.
with like
You're top heavy. Like,
mosquitoes, motherfucker.
what are those
Little
welts?
mosquito, little mosquito bites. No, and that's it, proportionate, right? Because I would love for women to embrace their bodies and embrace who they are, right? So if that, even though I'm not happy with my small boobs, move on. Um,
This
but
is not a therapy session. Keep going.
but women should embrace. Hey, if you've got boobs, flaunt it. If you've got them, flaunt them. So yes, I would say I would like a fuller figure, but not to the point where yes, she's top heavy and like if she was Barbie and actually an actual person, she'd just be like, punk,
Yeah, yeah. That's
face
not
plant the floor.
attractive. That's
Not
not.
attractive. All right. Any extra extremities?
No, no, just simple no.
So I've gone with
Yeah, of course you have.
yeah, of course I have because I love me some monster smut. I've gone with I'm going to match her with my dude, and she can have a retractable tail and horns. Hey, horns can be useful for women too.
Yes, yes, they can.
Ah.
It
And we
it.
want them retractable so she can do her hair still. That hair that we worked on.
That's so funny. It eliminates the need for pigtails, just saying, but yeah.
Well, that's true. Just for just so that you know, right? I don't know if you've seen it flash up, but you remember last year we went to Wild Out West?
Yep.
I've been playing with my little he's on my desk, so I've been playing with the little mushroom. The mushroom.
The micropene.
Yeah, he popped up before and I was like, whoop, hang on, put him down.
Okay, any extra accessories?
So I said
Piercings and tattoos, always
I
welcome.
didn't say tats. Yeah, either way with tats, I like tats. I'd like to get one, but I said piercings only because I was only ever brave enough to get my belly done.
Same. Well, and my ears, but
Well, yeah, I've got my ears done, but I, for the longest time, wanted my tongue pierced. Never did it. And there's other piercings.
I'm tatted, so I love
Yes, you are.
tattoos on a woman. Love it.
But yeah, tattoos for me. Tattoos, piercings.
Nice.
Now that we have our physical FMC, what kind of personality does she have?
You're gonna laugh at these. These are so funny. So intelligent, obviously, for me.
Obviously,
She's gotta be, she cannot
she
be
cannot be a bimbo.
a dumbass.
A
That's just gonna piss
dumbass.
me off. I said ball buster.
Yep.
Can't let men get away with shit. Has to be like, you know what? Fuck you.
I
Yes.
said no.
Yeah, I said no. Kick rocks. Be gone.
Yeah.
Stands on business. So what I mean by that is if somebody is being oppressed, abused, etc., or she's being challenged in some way, not necessarily by a man, could be by the system, etc. She's like, no, fuck this. This is wrong. We're not doing this. Like strong morals, boundaries.
Yep.
And that goes along with I have protective on here as well. And not a shrinking violet because I hate that.
No wallflowers.
Yeah. Takes risks even when the odds are against them, but not ignorant to the dangers involved.
Ooh, nice.
And I think a lot of the characters, a lot of the FMCs that I picked have that quality in common, right?
Yeah.
Because even though Katniss was involved in the rebellion, she still was very aware of how badly this could go.
Yes. Yeah, she was very aware of that.
And then the last thing I said is being open to being wrong and embracing change and growth.
Oh, nice.
What do you have?
So I would like her to be bold and daring. I would like her to challenge the status quo.
Yep, same, same.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want her to be ride or die with her besties.
Mm,
So I want that female camaraderie that
mm.
we get. Um, I want her to embrace her sexuality.
Yes, that too.
Yes. So I would love my character to be someone who is like, when you get an enemies to lovers, and she's
Mm.
like, you know what? I do hate you. I do, but I'm gonna use you.
But I'm gonna fuck you anyway.
I'm I'm gonna enjoy your body for everything that is worth because you are an Adonis. But everything that comes out of your mouth shits me to tears.
So much hotter
Shh.
when you don't speak.
Yeah. Shh. Shh. Just shut up. Put your mouth to good use.
Here,
Do something better with it.
let me do something about that.
Yeah, let me show you how to use it. Um, yeah, and that's something that's really big for me. I have 3 daughters.
Mm,
So as much as I don't want to know, my eldest is 23. As much as I don't want to know what's going on, I want them to not be raised how I was raised, which is
mm,
you don't talk about it. It's something that happens between married people. No, it's fucking not. No,
mm.
thank you. I'm not walking into my marriage like, no, thank you. That's not how it goes. No, that's not how my daughters are going to treat this. So I really love characters that will embrace that.
And I'd
So
also
that's mine.
stick in a good sense of humor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. A great sense of humor is, is one. Oh, and I would like them to be open to everyone. As in, as much as if you look at Triss is a perfect example because I'm not saying I'm not saying to give everyone chance after chance after chance, but I would like her to still try and see the best in people. Not be me and be negative straight away.
Yeah. Not be like, obviously, you're a cunt.
Yeah. Maybe just give him a chance.
Okay. So, what about powers? We have this beautiful goddess, but does she have any extra powers?
So you're going to laugh at this,
I'm
right?
gonna I'm gonna laugh if we have the same answer.
I'm giving my girl the power to shift into any creature she wants to be.
Ooh, cool.
Only because I love animals.
Mm,
And I think sometimes, I would love to be able to fly. I don't necessarily want to with bat wings,
mm.
but I would love to be able to fly. So if she could change into a bird or a dragon or something like that, go for it. I think that'd be awesome. I also think that being able to turn into any creature could be used to her advantage because, there are some dudes out there that are like scared of spiders and snakes and
True.
I'm an asshole. So, and the other thing that she's going to have permanently, I didn't add in the extra extremities because it's technically not an extremity, is retractable claws at all times. Because my
Poisonous
girl's gonna.
retractable claws.
Well, we can add poisons to that, but I was gonna be like, because there's my bitch is gonna need no need for knives.
Mm,
Gut you with it.
with a fingernail.
Yeah,
So
that's
the
what I
first power I put on here is the power to make weak men cry and throw money.
got.
I was
Nice.
like, that's a power. But really, I said any magical power is welcome, but it has to be balanced. Like they can't be mega powerful at the start of a book because to me, you don't have anywhere to go with that. But
No,
when magic comes into the picture, I really don't give a shit what it is. Just make it cool, make it unique. I
make
love
it
a bitch with
unique.
power. Yeah.
Yeah, we do. All
Well,
right.
it's that time.
It's that time. And what better way to finish off this episode than with another The Plot with a Twist original? Because our FMC also deserves their own drink. And I created your female main cocktail, which goes along with our male one. So your FMC. This
Nice.
cocktail is smooth. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. This cocktail is smooth and sweet, but will sneak up on you and smack you straight in the face. She matches our Build an MMC cocktail perfectly, and here's what you'll need: 15 mils of Malibu, 15 mils of Bacardi, 15 mils of Galliano, so the white Sambuca, not the black, not the yellow, the white. 15 mils of Cointreau, Fever Tree lime yuzu soda. So if you can't find Fever, because I just use the Fever Tree, but if otherwise, a lime or a yuzu soda will work. Ice and a dehydrated lime, to garnish. In a shaker, you're going to add the Malibu, Bacardi, Galliano, and the Cointreau. Then add the ice. You're going to shake well, or shake until the shaker is cold. In a highball glass, add some ice and then strain in the shaker. Top with the Fever Tree lime and yuzu soda. Cut one of the dehydrated limes in half and place them in the glass. And then, to garnish, split one of the limes and add it onto the glass.
I do love me some Malibu and some Bacardi. I don't know about the Galliano. I've never Sambuca.
I have now decided, hear me out. I have now decided that I have a knack for this. I have a knack for creating, because when we were doing this cocktail, myself and our resident bartender, I said Galliano. Hubby went, no. She went, and I was like, no, I'm telling you, I want this cocktail, because it's based on our FMCs, right? I want this cocktail to be smooth, but also pack a punch.
Yeah.
I want it to be strong, like the FMCs that we so love. Anyway,
I love that.
I did it again, right? So I'm like mixing. Maybe had a few too many. Maybe. Anyway, we were changing up. You know, hubby was like, nah, take the Malibu out. And I'm like, no, because you hate Malibu. Anyway, arguments went back and forth. And then we had a breakaway, because I was like, no, I reckon we need to go back to the original. And I originally had it with pink soda. So like a pink lemonade. Way better with the lime one. As soon as I switched the sodas, I was like, this is spectacular. And the Galliano worked. Because, as I said, our bartender was like, I don't know about the Galliano. I'm like, I'm telling you, needs to be in there.
All right. Well, on that note, I think we'll wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Huge thank you to all the bibliomaniacs out there listening. Please stop by our Instagram page, The Plot with a Twist, and check the link tree in our bio, where you can find links to us all across the internet, including our social media, most recently our video episodes on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook group. Give us a like or a follow so that you can stay up to date with episode releases. We appreciate your support from the bottom of our hearts. Every little bit counts. Tune in next week for another all-new bookish episode full of magic, mayhem, and maybe just a little bit of smut. Until then, keep reading.